Nofap nightmare mode, superpowers and secret techniques. I got into Nofap because I was always a weak guy, and I finally figured out that fapping had everything to do with it. I've been yo-yoing for almost 10 years, ever since the idea occurred to me from reading Taoist yoga alchemy books which always talk about any great leaders, inventors, or spiritual masters being celibate for long periods of time. So I finally nailed it. I guess you could say I've been doing Nofap on nightmare mode as opposed to hard mode. In addition to having no girlfriend etc., I've also become a master of health supplements in order to get myself at least in a livable condition. Fapping makes me so lethargic and weak that I literally don't care about keeping jobs, school. I've sacrificed so much to this addiction. So I've learned a huge amount about zinc, about what foods and herbs promote sexual vitality and strength. This has been very helpful but got intense when I would get surges from maca extract, ashwagandha, colostrum, tonkat ali, coconut water meat smoothies, etc. The good news is that combining these fields gives rise to superpowers very quickly, at least in my case. The truth of my experience is that creating anything in life requires energy, both physical energy and psychic energy. If you want to write a novel, you gotta park your ass in a chair for dozens, if not hundreds of hours. If you want to write songs, you have to make the time and space to actually sit down and get that vibe. Physical fitness, being physically vital and alive is the key to everything. I've always been into this stuff, yoga, qigong, meditation, working out, but I never had the will to actually go and do it. Nofap supercharges the willpower, which then flows into everything else. If you're into taking herbs and smoothies, or practicing some discipline which amplifies bioenergy like meditation, yoga, qigong, the results get astonishing very quickly. This is what others call an aura, vibe, or presence. We are literally electromagnetic beings. We are energy fields. And to some extent, everyone is intuitive, psychic, and can pick up on each other's beliefs, trains of thought, and general life momentum. In my experience, the feeling of havingness is key to creating more in your life. Keeping up a discipline in any area of life creates a feeling that you're on point, and that feeling flows into anything else you do. I keep a sticky in the lower left corner of my computer with the number of days I'm into Nofap, and I see that victory all day long. It penetrates into my subconscious mind. It's always there if I want to click off into some stupid stuff. And that number helps me eat better. It creates a sense of psychological certainty that I got this if I want to work out. For anyone into the secret type manifesting stuff, I've seen a lot of eerie kinds of things happen when my energy and vibe are really high, and it all stems from this feeling of havingness. If you feel like you're already full of vitality and power, then reasons to affirm that belief keep pouring in, including strong connections socially, artistic or creative victories, new insights, new habits, etc. Nofap represents super stamina. Especially combined with a decent diet, it restores our natural vitality. I think there's a missing element in Nofap though, which represents the next logical step, which is training our attention span, and becoming masters of what we focus on and think about. The common factor for everyone struggling in life or anyone who's absolutely crushing it, it all comes down to mental focus. Modern media and society wants our attention spans at like 90 seconds or less. I personally believe at full power we can stay up for 4 days straight focusing on a project we're passionate about. I think it should be everyone's written goal to expand and deepen their ability to focus on their goals, and to be aware when flickers of distraction enter the mind. It's just like holding the Holy Grail and some jacker coming and trying to grab it out of your hands. You have to grip that sucker tight and be like, yo, mine. Thanks to everyone in this community who's inspired me and kept me focusing on every reason to stay strong. I am literally a different person because of this discipline, and everybody here, no matter what your badge says, is truly blessed to even know about the benefits of this. First things first, eating is an art, not a science. There is no one-size-fits-all diet for everyone. You have to find what works. Intuition is easier than it sounds. You check out things you're attracted to. If spirulina sounds disgusting and raw honey seems awesome, get down on the honey. By all means. Enjoy yourself. Some people get really into the calorie counting, weighing their poo, whatever. No. It's intuitive. You have the ability to feel what your body is craving, sugar, fat, carbs, on the macro level. And the more you experiment, the more you'll learn. Take it easy and have fun. Whatever you're eating, enjoy. Eating is a great pleasure. Second things first, love. So many stories abound about famous rock stars, artists, billionaires who achieve a huge amount of success and their diet is shit. How is this possible? Because they love what they're doing. Think about when you just go for it in life, be it acing a test, talking to a beautiful girl, whatever, you get that huge rush. You can set yourself up to get those kinds of energy boosts every single day, and you can practically live on that energy. That's the real way to be a master of life. Diet is a bridge. Diet is a way to optimize. But honestly, life is about love, giving it, feeling it, experiencing it. It sounds trite, but everyone's had that experience of, OMG, this just happened. And you're up all night or whatever. That's what we're going for. The rest is details. Third things first, water and salt. This is too overlooked. I personally believe everyone should have a glass bottle of water in their backpack at all times. Most people are chronically dehydrated. Just have it on lock the way you always have your wallet and ID, salt, especially if you're curious about transitioning into raw foods, but even if you're not. Good salt, sea salt, is basically a mineral supplement. It's essential. The bad salt, table salt, dehydrates us. Know the difference. Someone mentioned dark rings around the eyes. This is known as adrenal exhaustion. Celtic sea salt, water, sleep, and addressing your major stressors in life will go a long way in healing this. I'm not an expert on the adrenals, though. You'll have to do your own research to figure out the best way to target it for your lifestyle. Eat for your lifestyle, okay. That's how you make it simple when it's overwhelming. If you're a power lifter, think about macros and maybe hit up our lean gains so you can bulk and shred simultaneously. If you're a yogi, you want to go as light and clean as possible. If you're a student, think about brain supplements, mainly good fat sources, omega-3 supplements, krill oil, pharmaceutical-grade fish oil, blue-green algae, raw honey, blueberries, and then superhydrate. If you're a busy executive, think about making one powerhouse smoothie and keeping an extra on lock, and think about ideal snacks, avocado with sea salt, for instance. You have to design your diet around what you want to enhance in your life. Monomeal strategy. Whether you're starting with a new herb or supplement or a regular food, there's a huge amount of value in doing a monomeal or eating only one kind of food at a time. This is so you can see what the food or supplement actually does. Top herbs and supplements specifically to enhance to rebuild male sexual energy: maca, ashwagandha, hoshu wu, astragalus, coconut water, coconut flesh, tonkat ali, deer antler, royal jelly, oysters, pine pollen, colostrum. According to yoga lore, it takes 35 days for male fluids to replenish after an ejaculation. Coconut meat can get there in one day. This is very anecdotal, but when I thaw out a big chunk of coconut meat and blend it up, I'm pretty much bumping within an hour. This is not an excuse to be like, whatever, I have coconut meat so I'll fap. I only mention this because it's powerful, and if you struggle like I do to get above water and get your vitality back, coconut meat is very powerful in doing so. Careful with dosages, guys. A lot of these superfoods are very dense. More is not better. I've crashed my digestion by loading 2 tablespoons of maca into a smoothie where I should have used 2 teaspoons. Start small and build up gradually. Diet strategy. Overall diet strategy: add in fun stuff, and just upgrade your ingredients. You probably know what foods could be improved. If you're addicted to sugar and cookies and stuff, get a jar of raw honey and go in with a spoon. If you're hitting sodas, upgrade to like sparkling lemonades. If you're doing sandwiches on white bread, go whole wheat. If you're at whole wheat, go spelt or sprouted bread. If you're a meat eater, switch to organic grass-fed ASAP, as I personally have experienced that you eat the psychic energy of the animal too, i.e. you're eating the fear, terror, anxiety of factory-farmed animals. For real. I still eat meat, primarily wild salmon sushi, but I'm very careful about where I source my stuff. What doesn't work? Telling yourself you can't have something. It's just against human psychology. Focus on what you do want to be eating and keep it around, and enjoy it, make it fun. Psychology is 99% of eating. Dairy, in my experience, is the most damaging of all foods, in terms of brain fog, mucus, and physically addictive attributes. It triggers an opiate response in the brain, exactly like heroin, cocaine, etc. Best for joints, nervous system, endurance, blue-green algae like spirulina, chlorella, etc. Medicinal mushrooms like reishi, chaga, also excellent. Mushroom Science is one of my favorite companies. I started taking the reishi Gano 161 and became like a Jedi overnight. People at the hardware store literally said, "Your energy seems so smooth." I'd never met them before. It's that noticeable. Reishi is the most studied herb in the world, it's well worth looking into. You can do capsules, liquid tinctures, etc. Berries. This is a baseline that works for everyone. Organic wherever possible. Blueberries are crazy in season right now. Blackberries. Always do strawberries organic, as they're one of the most sprayed foods. Berries are great on their own, with raw honey, in smoothies, whatever. Tea and smoothies, this is a whole art in itself. If you feel drawn to doing smoothies, save up and get a Vitamix blender. You'll have it for decades. It'll be the best investment you'll ever make. Then you can start using the Vitamix as your liquid lab. Get some mason jars and keep an extra smoothie on lock in your backpack or wherever. Tip: if you're making intense amounts of smoothies, ESP with dense superfoods like raw cacao, maca, etc., throw in enough cayenne that you can't chug it. Especially be careful with raw cacao, maca, bee products like bee pollen, royal jelly and hemp seed. Those are the superfoods that I've found are almost too dense to blend, except in very small quantities. Resources: I'm a huge fan of David Wolf's work. Superfoods is a solid starting place. The Sun Food Diet Success System, awkward title, great book. Includes a lot of his psychological strategies as well as just eating. If you're into success technology, it could be your new Bible. For the more spiritual superpower side of things, his book Amazing Grace is one of my favorites. I gift this book all the time. For the fruitarians who feel called to eat a huge amount of fruit, check out the 80-10-10 diet by Doug Graham. Some people's bodies work better on fat and some work better on fruits. I started with 80-10-10 and found out very quick that eating that much sugar doesn't work for me, but it does for many people, especially endurance runners. Dragon herbs, highest quality Chinese herbs on the market. Especially with stuff like ginseng, it has to be old enough. The cheap Chinatown ginseng is made from immature roots, which causes hypertension in a lot of people. A bottle of their ginseng will change your life. Reishi, ginseng, and goji berries are the top 3 Chinese herbs for a reason. If you're inexperienced with herbs, I would start there, and gradually move out into exploring others. Jing Herbs is another company making very similar stuff, also very good quality. My deal with chocolate: raw chocolate is ridiculously powerful, and I think it warrants experimentation by anyone into peak performance. It's extremely high in magnesium, which most people are deficient in, so at first you can get intense and addicted to just inhaling raw cacao. But you'll probably hit a point where your magnesium receptors fill up, so be careful. Chocolate is also a vasodilator, meaning it opens up the blood vessels, so you can take more into your cell sites. So it's a good delivery vehicle for other superfoods, but again, you can go overboard. I got into trouble eating very dense superfood chocolate bars without drinking enough water, and especially mixing the raw cacao with maca or hemp seed. So, please be careful. A good raw cacao bar or chocolate smoothie can be amazing. Chocolate has bromine, which is a chemical cousin to caffeine, without the crash. I used to get cracked out on raw chocolate potions and stay up all night writing novels, going on anime marathons, whatever. It's fun. But it is a noble substance that deserves to be treated with respect and reverence. This might be over some people's heads, but I also feel compelled to mention the basic elements that we run on, because that's a big part of diet. Like sunlight. Pay attention to how much sun you get. It makes a huge difference in mood, in muscle gain. Olympic study found that sunbathing increases muscle mass by 50%, in wound healing, etc. Water. Drink clean water. Spring water is best, in glass bottles. Showers and washing your hands is also electrically grounding you, which makes your hyperrational mind calm, thereby enhancing the intuitive creative mind. This is why so many people cite getting ideas in the shower, or doing the dishes. A quick shower is very powerful in clearing out emotional stuff and resetting you. Earth, as in, barefoot on the ground. Taking a walk barefoot in the park can be enormously healing, emotionally and physically. Check out Clint Ober's book, Earthing, for endless studies on the importance of physically connecting to the ground. Air, deep breathing or even learning pranayama is hugely powerful in terms of upgrading your energy level, and also detoxing. Fresh air. Sleep with the window open if you can. Sleep with a fan in your room to keep the air moving. Just notice your air quality and understand it can always be a little better. Stay positive. It can be easy to get claustrophobic if you focus on it not being good. Just focus on making it a little better. Fire. Fire cleans the energy body. I believe the vast amount of smokers are using this to clean and purge their negative energy. This is why hippies burn sage and incense. It's an old tradition. This is actually a thing. The reason sitting in candlelight feels so beautiful and romantic isn't just because it's pretty, it's actually purifying the space. Beeswax candles are great investment. Recognize that part of why we stare obsessively at screens is our deep need to sit around a fire. Fire is the main nutrient we're missing in the elements. Having a conscious relationship with fire will totally transform you. Mastery over the elements can be your secret techniques. You don't have to appear all hippy-dippy about it, just have a bottle of fresh water. Just have a candle. Just suggest hanging out in a park, and take your shoes off. Just breathe orgasm breaths. And notice that mastery of these techniques will make you feel amazing. This was not my post. I hope you enjoyed today's message.